We got the ladies of stand-up going down tonight, y'all. Welcome back to Eddie B TV. I am, of course, Eddie B. Nice to see y'all. And we are back at you again today for another reaction video. And today, like I just said, we got the ladies of stand-up comedy going on tonight. So we're going to get into somebody else who I've not gotten to before. And hopefully it's going to be a funny, good time. We're going to get into some Chase O'Donnell today. Okay, well, never heard of this lady before. Don't know what her style is, don't know nothing about her. I just saw the title of this one, which we'll get to in a second, and I saw a screenshot of how she looked, and I think, well, this might be pretty interesting. So yeah, we're gonna get into one from Chase O'Donnell today, and this one is gonna be titled Bad Dates and Blonde Fetishes. Okay, now I know why I picked this one, man. Yeah, that's what I do, man. In case y'all didn't think about it, y'all might think that I'm just like, oh, well, you know, he picked it, so he's acting all surprised and stuff. Usually when I find a title that I like, I just put it off to the side and I save it in my little bookmarks, you know, on my little internet browser. And then when it comes time to get to something, I just pick one and I just go, oh, okay, yeah, that one that I picked. So yeah, yeah, man, we're gonna see what this one's all about. And like I said, hopefully it's gonna be a funny one. So let's do it. Chase O'Donnell with Bad Dates and Blonde Fetishes. And if you like this reaction, please put on the like button for me one time. Subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and leave a nice comment for your boy. Constructive critiques, leave a nice suggestion or request, and throw a couple jabs, jokes, and zingers at me. Friendly dialogue, no drama here, all right? Please and thank you for always remembering. Some people like to try to slide in with their nonsense, man, but I just brush that off, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, glad to be back. I haven't done one from the ladies of stand up in a while, you know, just been pretty busy, you know, and sometimes things just go over my head. That's why I had the Women's Wednesday thing back when it was like still up. But yeah, I'm just gonna try to keep remembering and realize that there are some funny ass ladies out there, and yeah, they do deserve a lot of recognition. So let's go ahead and get this one cracking. Chase O'Donnell with Bad Dates and Blonde Fetishes, right here on Eddie B TV. The ladies of stand up are in the house. Let's get it on, y'all. Yeah, Chase O'Donnell, what do you got for me today, tonight, and every other day probably after that? All right, let's get situated with this one, and here we go.
Hi, you guys.
Hey, what's up?
I realized that it's been exactly a year to the day that I broke up with my boyfriend. So it's been an entire year of me being single and dating. Yeah. And I'm starting to think maybe I shouldn't have broken up with my boyfriend.
Oh,
the problem with me being single is that I hate dates. I hate dates. If a guy ever asks if I'll go out with him, my answer is always no. It's just an immediate as me throwing up. No. But I'm very polite. I'm very polite about how I turn them down. I usually say something like, yes.
For real though? Stupid.
So I've gone lots of dates.
Okay.
I'm doing the apps. I'm on the apps, which are a bummer. Anyone on Bumble? More like Dumble. Thank you for laughing at that. I wrote that. Thank you. I get paid to tell jokes. Hinge. More like cringe. Better. Tinder. More like, I don't feel safe here. I don't want to...
Damn. Yeah.
Some guys on Tinder don't even have a picture. And I do wonder, like, how's that going for them? Right? I can't imagine any girl swiping right on a profile without a picture. We know better. Unless you're Nancy Drew. I don't know, and you're just like, oh. A mystery. Is it gonna be dinner and drinks, or is it gonna be my body in a bag in the river?
I like that
Nancy
one.
Drew impression is just Samantha from Sex and the City. Oh, we like Sex and the City. I do such a good Samantha. Wasn't that good? Okay, this is my... I wasn't planning on doing this, but since we have a Sex and the City... Okay, this is my impression if Samantha was here tonight. She'd look right at you. What's your name? Carlos. Nice to meet you. Chase. So, okay, but Samantha. So she'd look at Carlos and she'd go, oh... Santa Barbara. I'm more like man to Barbara. Thank you. I know. Let's just send this straight to SNL. Okay.
Right there.
So I've noticed a trend on dates. At the end of every date, the guy goes, let's go back to my place. And I go, no. Right? And they go, oh my God. Like, they're like, nothing's gonna happen. I just want to watch a movie. And I go, okay. And so we go back to their place. They strip down almost immediately. And I go, oh my God. You got me again. You boys are good. I fall for it every time. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 20 times. I just want to watch a movie. I've never seen a movie. What's a movie? What is that? So I've been going on really bad dates, just the worst. And I was on a pretty bad one. This guy was on my bad side. I know I come off nice, but you don't want to be on my bad side, because when you are, my journal is gonna hear all about you, So watch out.
Oh, man.
But anyways, this guy told me, he goes, I only swiped right on you because you're blonde. I swipe right on every blonde. By the way, this is word for word because I wrote it down, because I was like, if I'm not getting material out of this, I don't know what I'm doing here. So he goes, I swiped right on you because you're blonde. And then he goes, how often do you color your hair? And I said, not that often. And he said, it's time. I literally dyed my hair the next day. I went straight to the hairdresser. Can we believe this? That's rude, right? I want to just get like a show of hands. I don't know, applause. If any ladies here would have been like, I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna go. Yeah! So this side of the room, or wherever we are. Okay, the rest of us, we would have stayed all night. We would have bought the drinks. I really am working on it. I'm working on it. My goal is to be a Karen eventually. That's where I want to get to. I'm obviously not there yet. My hair's too long. I feel like you know when you've gone full Karen when even your hair has had it up to here. It has had it up to here. You know, so I'm not there yet. At the very least, I'd love to be like Helga from Hey Arnold, you know, and just say things to people like, move it, football head. So freeing. That was for the millennials in the room. That was a millennial reference. I'm a proud millennial. I feel like there's perks to growing up in the 90s. For example, seems like we need examples. For example, who needs a 401k, right? You know, when you have 401 Beanie Babies, Carlos, am I right? Princess Diana, limited edition, tag still on. Set for life as a generation, which is pretty cool. Seems like there were lots of Nickelodeon fans here. Yeah. What about Disney Channel? Oh, okay. PBS? Now we know who didn't grow up with money. That's...
Shut your
I'm
ass
just
up.
kidding. We all made it here. It doesn't matter. We made it to this. I really don't know where we are. Are we outside of Smart and Final? I don't know. But we made it here, and that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
I love being in Santa Barbara. I went to UCSB. Yeah? Are there lots of gauchos here? Okay. Party school. I was in a sorority. No, I lost you guys. That's okay. I had you and then I lost you. I was in a sorority, but not by choice. My mom made me join. Interesting parenting choice, I know. You're like, aren't sororities known for partying and date rape? But she was adamant. She filled out my paperwork and she was like, this is gonna make your college experience super official. Superficial is the word.
Ah, okay.
She is.
Gotcha. Yep.
And she was spot on. So I'm trying to say I was in and out of there so fast. I only stayed in the sorority for 4 years. And then I was like,
Come on.
get me out of here. You know what I mean? I made really good friends in my sorority. They're all getting married. Did anyone go to a Zoom wedding?
No.
I did. Hands down, best wedding I've ever been to. I was a bridesmaid, and I wore sweatpants. And I didn't even have to prepare a speech because when it was my turn, I was kind of just like...
As hell. Oh, that's the end of that one. Okay. I like her, man. She got a little bit of a spunky kind of attitude a little bit, but a little bit on the little ditzy side as well. The jokes were all right, man. I think that was pretty cool. All right, y'all. That was Chase O'Donnell with Bad Dates and Blonde Fetishes. Well, I think the blonde fetishes really is in reference to the dude that only swipes right on blondes, right? Yeah, either way, it don't matter. You know, I'll tell you this, y'all. The only time that I ever really went on dates was really in my teenage years. I mean, I cannot say that I've really been on a genuine date in my 20s till this point. I don't really think I have. I got disappointed quite a bit, you know, growing up, and dates were just nothing more than just running out of your allowance on girls that don't give a damn about you. But like me, my idea of dates now, if I were single, you know, even before I met my lady, my idea of a date was somewhere where I'm not spending any money and we could talk and see if we could tolerate one another. Yeah, I'm not really looked at as the best date according to some females out there, but hey, it don't matter. You know, it's just like, I may be not such a pig-headed dude, but I'm also still a dude. So, you know, I don't really have expectations or nothing like that. When she was talking about how dudes always want to be like, oh, come back to my place. I was like, I don't really care where we go, and I don't even care if something happens or doesn't happen, believe it or not. My thing is that I just don't want to hear nonsense about why you're doing it or why you're not doing it. I don't want to hear any of that, because then all of a sudden that's going to open the door for me being one of the people, you know, who made you a victim or something 10 or 20 years later, and I ain't with that, okay? As far as being a gentleman goes and all that stuff, I mean, I'm not a traditional gentleman, but I'm also not an asshole as well. You know, I just tell it like it is pretty much, and hopefully the results are in my favor when it comes to that. But as far as dating apps go, I'm not really hardcore into dating apps. When I was a little bit younger, man, I was like all about the telephone chat lines, you know what I mean? I'll be honest with you. It was like a rabbit hole or wormhole, whichever one it was. I just went down that thing for many, many years because I was never really big on approaching women. Nah. I didn't have a fear of rejection as much as I had like a twitch when it came to that, because I never got rejected in a nice way, believe it or not. I didn't get rejected like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just not interested, or I got a boyfriend. It was just like, how dare you even think that you can approach me? Like, go away. I feel like I'm about to come down with something because you're here. It was really insulting a lot of the time, man. And that kind of made me a little bit of a hardened person, you know what I mean? But I got through it. I didn't kill anybody. And I didn't, pummel people to the ground or nothing like that. I just woosah'd, kept breathing, and kept my cool. But, yeah, man, like all my dates were in my teenage years and they were all pretty much bad other than maybe an exceptional few, maybe at that. But, yeah, man, it's like when it comes to like the dating apps, it's like so the norm now that even it's out of my realm of comfort, which is shocking because if I was single right now, I'd probably be on them, but then I'd probably get attached to them in a really unhealthy way, maybe. I don't know. I'm not saying I'd end up a creepo or nothing like that, but you never know. But yeah, man, like I really want to get to know a woman if I'm like first meeting her and all that. I still want to, hook up. I ain't gonna lie. I still want that, but I want it only if we both want it. If we both don't want it, takes all the fun out of it, and it's kind of weird up here and here for some reason. Yeah, call me crazy, but I actually prefer when consent is really implied rather than just, something that you really have to be like, is that your final answer? Are you sure? Are you absolutely sure? Yeah, nonverbal cues, huh? Yeah, okay, but yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, man, I just I could never ever be that superficial and shallow. I got my lessons on it early on in my teenage years, and I figured out exactly where I fit in when it came to what females look for in a dude and all that. But then I just kind of like graduated, and I use that term graduated pertaining to this because I think it fits. But there's a lot of people who talk about being attractive or being attracted to someone, or I have to be attracted to somebody. You know what I'm attracted to? Somebody who likes me. Somebody who has some things in common with me, some things that, they maybe don't have in common with me, but maybe it's interesting to know that about each other and it doesn't scare each other off and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, man, that's what I prefer. Looks are really not the most, it's not the most important thing that I prioritize because it's just really not my thing. Who am I to ever be picky like that? You know what I mean? I don't think that I'm a torture to look at or something like that, but not an absolute pleasure either. I'm sort of like, I just refer to myself as a decent looking guy. But, but a lot of bad dates. And to be honest with you, it says blonde fetishes, but me, I have not really, I won't say a fetish, more like a preference. I prefer, kind of a light-skinned girl with dark hair. That's always been my thing. Because growing up, I had interests in certain actresses that I had crushes on that were always having dark hair. One of them was Lindsay Fonseca, I always thought she was sexy. And there was quite a few, but that just became like a preference to me. So I guess you can call it a brunette fetish if you want to. But yeah, bad dates and blonde fetishes. I think the title fits. She was like, I like that funny part where she was just like Nancy Drew if you don't have a Tinder picture or something like that on your profile, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, my body in a bag. That was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie, that was funny. But yeah, she's very funny, man. But as far as weddings go, towards the end there, she said some other stuff in there, but I kind of tuned out a little bit when it came to things I didn't understand. But as far as the ending part, I've only been to, let me see, yeah, 2 weddings in my life, And the first one was I was very little, was my Uncle Ron's wedding. And the second one was my Aunt Tammy's wedding. I actually sang I Found Love. Was it BB Winans sang that one, and I sang that at my Aunt Tammy's funeral. I kind of messed up the words for like a slight bit of the line, but I got through the rest of it. Kind of felt a little stupid, but yeah, my Aunt Tammy said that she loved it, and hey, that's all that matters, man. But yeah, very funny woman, man. If she's got any other clips that you guys like or whatever, please put me onto it. Leave some links in the comments, and hopefully I can get to another one of her pretty soon. Because if I don't get suggestions from y'all, I'm gonna look her up again myself. Very funny woman. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off right there. One more time, Chase O'Donnell with Bad Dates and Blonde Fetishes. And if you like that reaction, please boom on the like button for me one more time. Subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and of course, as always, leave a nice comment for your boy. Constructive critiques, leave a nice suggestion or a request, and throw a couple jabs, jokes, and zingers at me. Friendly dialogue, no drama here. All right? Please and thank you for always remembering. So yeah, this is gonna be Eddie B TV, wrapping this one up. One more again here. Another one to add to the Ladies of Stand-Up Comedy playlist, and I'm glad I was able to get to another one, man. I know I'm probably gonna slip a few times, but keep all the suggestions that you want coming, and hopefully I can get to them and put them on the little bookmarks list of saving all the stuff that I get to with every reaction, and continue to keep on having fun, man. I know I kind of like abandoned the specifics when it came to the playlist. That's because this job was really just taking up a lot of my time, and I didn't want to, you know, keep flaking on things I wanted to commit to. So that's why I'm just taking more time off in between videos, and so that way I know I'm going to be doing something, so I don't have any pressure or nothing like that. And then all of a sudden I'm just passing out and abandoning you guys. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that. You guys have been down with me this whole time, man, and I appreciate you guys so much. So yeah, thank y'all for tuning in one more time to this one. I had a lot of fun getting to Miss Chase O'Donnell, and I hope the dating thing gets a little better for you. You know, I mean, if I was single right now, I'd definitely try to take a crack at you, but more than likely you'd probably say no, because I'm a twisted personality, and I don't know if you'd be into me. You'd be using shit that I say as probably material in your act, like you said with that dude or whatever. But yeah, very funny. So until next reaction, love and appreciate y'all. Peace.